Find all values between 0 and 2 pi that solve the equation negative 3 cosine x plus sine 2x equals 0. I see first that we've got two different angles in this problem. We can fix that by using the double angle formula for sine. So we can keep the negative 3 cosine x and then replace sine 2x with 2 sine x cosine x. Now everything is in terms of just the angle x. From here, I see these two both have a cosine x in common. So we can factor that out. We've got cosine x times what's left over will be negative 3 plus 2 sine x. And this still equals 0. Now that we have this factored up, we can split this into two separate equations. This means either cosine x equals 0 or the other factor, negative 3 plus 2 sine x equals 0. So for the first equation, cosine x equals 0, we can check on the unit circle to see where cosine x, which is the x-coordinate, is equal to 0. That happens here at pi over 2, and it also happens on the bottom at 3 pi over 2. Those are our first two solutions. X equals pi over 2 and x equals 3 pi over 2. Now let's look at the other equation. We want to first get the trig function by itself. So we can add 3 to both sides of the equation. So we get 2 sine x equals 3, and then divide out to get sine x equals 3 over 2. Now this is the same thing as 1.5 or 1.5. There is no place on the unit circle that has a y value that's that big. The biggest y value anywhere is y equals 1. So sine never equals 1.5. So this has no additional solutions. So we're going to reject any solutions that would come from here. And that tells us that the only solutions we have for this are x equals pi over 2 and x equals 3 pi over 2.